Good day, everyone. I remain my humble self, Sanusi Lukman Ademola, your tutor on Math Doctor. Yeah, the solution to the quiz questions. These are the quiz questions, question 1 to question 6. So the question 1 states that you should find log 1/8 base 4. Let's assume this is x, which means 4 raised to power x is expected to give you what? 1/8. So now you need to do some manipulation. Let's convert everything to base 2. This will give you 2 raised to power 2, isn't it? Equals 1/8 is 2 raised to power 3. That is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. You get? So now, if you multiply this 2 is power, this x is also power. Multiply it, that will give you 2 raised to power 2x equals this. I told you the other time that this 1 over will turn to minus. So that will give you 2 raised to power minus 3. Isn't it? The number base are now equal. So you can now equate their power, which means 2x is equal to minus 3. Then your x equals minus 3/2 or minus 1/2. That is the solution to the first one. Are you with me? So question 2.
Question 2 states that log 0.0625 base 8 is equals to x. We have to find the answer. So now, this means 8 raised to power x is equals to 0.0625. So now, you need to eliminate this decimal point. So you turn this to fraction. Doing that, this will give you 8 raised to power x equals, you shift this decimal point now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 6, 2, 5 all over. How many times have you shifted it? 4 times. That means 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you getting it now? Now, this, let's break this down. If you break this down, let's divide by 5. If you divide by 5, this will give you 1, 2, 5. And if you divide this by 5, this will give you 2,000. Isn't it? What can we do again? Let's divide by 5 again. 5 is 25.
Yes.
And this will give you what?
Yes.
400. Yes.
Yes.
Like you understand. Now, let's divide this by 25. 25 here 1. 25 here will give you 16. So which means your 8 raised by x is equals to 1/16. They are not of the same base now. Do you understand? This is 8 raised by x equals 16 raised by minus 1. Isn't it? But they are not of the same base, so we cannot compare the power yet. So we need to take them to the same base. So what can we do? Let's take them to base 2. Base 2 is common. 8 will give you 2 raised to power 3 x. And this will give you 2 raised to power 4 minus 1. Which means this is 2 raised to power 3x equals 2 raised to power minus 4. Isn't it? Now, the bases are equal. So you can now compare the power now. So now, 3x is now equals to minus 4. So your x is equals to minus 4/3 or minus 1 whole number 1/3. That is the solution to the second question. So now let's move to the third question.
Third question states that 2 log is x with 3 whole number. Now, it is this x we have to find. It is the base that we are looking for now. But before we start now, let's resolve everything first. Here, you are having mixed fraction here. Let's resolve everything to proper fraction. If you want to resolve 3 over 8. I will try as much as possible to simplify to the simplest level in case of those that don't have the basic knowledge about mathematics. So now if you want to convert this now, 8 times 3, that will give you 24, plus 3, that will give you 27. 27 over 8. So everything in this bracket is 27 all over 8. Don't forget this third rule that says that log m raised to power p is equals to p log m. Look at this. This 2 is like the p. Are you with me? So which means you can rewrite this to be log 27 over 8 square. It is this p, these 2 that came out to be here. Then this x equals to 6. Now start properly. Now, are you with me? So which means your x raised to power 6 is supposed to give you this. X raised to power 6 is 27 over 8 squared. Isn't it? So now, how do we get this x now? Initially when our bases are equal, then we can equate the power. Now it is the base that we are looking for now. So we need to make the power equal. The power must be equal before we can equate bases 2. So here we are having base 6 and here we are having base 2. What can you multiply with these 2 to give you 6? That is 3. So let's look for a way to factorize power of 3 out of this bracket. And how do we do that? Now we give you x raised to power 6 equals 27 is the same thing as 3 cubed. That is 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 3 will give you 27. So you can as well say this is 3 raised to power 3. All over. Your 8 is also 2 cubed. 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 2 raised to power 3, then square. Now they are having common power. 3, 3. So you can as well say this is equals to 3 over 2 cubed. Are you getting this now? So we factorize this 3 out. Since it is common, factorize it out. Now, you now have the bracket, so you can multiply the 2 powers together. So you have x raised to power 6 equals 3 over 2, or raised to power 3 times 2, 6. But can you see now? You're having the same power now. 6. Since the power are equal now, that shows your x is equals to 3 over 2. That is your answer. Are you getting it now? So now to the fourth question. Log x base 10 equals to minus 2. And we have to find x. Let's interpret it. 10 raised to power minus 2 will give you this, isn't it? 10 raised to power minus 2 is supposed to give you x. Now, let's do this. 10 raised to power minus 2. I told you that this minus will turn to 1 over. That will give you 1 over 10 square equals to x. What is 10 square? That's 100. So which means your x equals to 1 over 100. And that will give you 0.01. That is your answer. So now, here, we said given that log 2 is equals to 0.30103 and log 7 is equals to 0.8451. Calculate without using table. Calculate without using table. Log 35. So now, here, how do you go about it? We are given log 2 and log 7. So you look for a way to manipulate this 35 in form of log 2 or log 7, or probably both. Do you understand? So how do you go about it? You know that this 37 is the same thing as 5 times 7. So you can as well say log 35 is equals to log 7 times 5. Isn't it? And from our law, log 7 times 5 will give you log m, which means this will give you 7 times 5. This will give you addition of the log. Log 7 plus log 5. Because you're having multiplication in between, that is why we are adding. So from here now, we are given log 7. So we've gotten this, but we don't know this. So we need to break this down again. So let's keep that as equation 1. So log 5 now. Because we are given log 2, we want to manipulate this in form of log 2. How do we do that? Let's just turn it to fraction to log 10 over 2. Do you get 10 divided by 2 will still give you 5. So nothing has changed. So now, since it is division, don't forget the rule. It's turned to minus. So this will give you log 10 minus log 2. And we already know that log 10 base 10 is 1, isn't it? So this will give you 1 minus, we are given log 2, 0.30103. And this will give you 0.6989. So now we've gotten log 5 also. We can now come back to equation 1. From equation 1, log 7 times 5, which is also equals to log 5, is equals to log 7 plus log 5. And you know that log 7 is what? 0.8451. Plus what is log 5? 0.6989. So add this together, this will give you 1.5441. That's the answer. Can you get it now? So now the last but not the least. Question 6 says that 2 over 5 log 32. We want to solve this without using table. So everything we are looking for, we want to look for a way to manipulate this to log 2 or log 7 or probably both. So now, from this third rule now, obviously you know that this is the same thing as log 32 raised to power 2 over 5. The p outside is the power. This 2 over 5 is the power for this. Are you getting it now? So now, from here, this 32, let's break it down. And break it down. 2 times 2 is 2 raised to power 5. Give you 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 will give you 4. 4 times 2 will give you 8. 8 times 2 will give you 16. 16 times 2 will give you 32. So you can replace this 32 with 2 raised to power 5. And that will give you log 2 raised to power 5. Isn't it? So now, let's open this bracket. The 5 inside is power. This 2 over 5 2 is also power. So let's multiply them together. 5 over 1 times 2 over 5. 5 will cancel 5. What are we having left? We're having 2. So this means this is equals to log 2 raised to power 2. Isn't it? And if you follow this rule again, this will give you 2 log 2. Is that also? Bring the power to the front. That will give you 2 log 2. And we already given log 2 to be 0.30103. So you multiply this by 2, that will give you 0.6020. That brings us to the end of the quiz question. Thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.